कितने लोगों को लगता है फाइनेंस बड़ी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड चीज़ है, बहुत बोरिंग होता है। वेल, काफ़ी सारे प्रिजम्पशंस की वजह से हमारा ये माइंडसेट बन गया है। However, let me tell you, finance is a lot of fun and it's more a game of common sense. Through my couple of videos and through this channel, I have tried to make finance in a simpler manner, which will be helpful for a lot of you. Hi, this is Priyal Sarvaiya. केम छो? जैसे ही फाइनेंस हमें कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगता है, ऐसे ही काफ़ी सारी इंडस्ट्रीज भी हमें बड़ी जार्गन्स वाली लगती है और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगती है. One such industry is steel and iron ore industry. And today we are going to discuss about the same. What exactly we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about one of the upcoming IPOs. So, as you all know, since last 2 months, no IPOs had come. However, in the month of June, or I would say the month of June is completely flooded with lot of IPOs coming in. And out of all those IPOs, today we are going to discuss about one such IPO, that is of Shyam Metalics Industries Limited. So what is Shyam Metalics Industry all about? To understand that, we need to understand a lot of aspects in terms of what is the business, who are the competitors, what is the strengths and weaknesses, what is the financial position, and at last, whether to invest in this IPO or not. So first, let's understand the business. It's one of the metal producer company in India, which was incorporated in the year 2002 and it started its operations in the year 2005. It is mainly into the production of long steel products, which includes products like steel pellets, iron pellets, TMTs, and sponge iron, and also ferroalloys. It is one of the largest producer of ferroalloys in terms of installed capacity of ferroalloy production, and it is the 4th largest producer of sponge iron ore in terms of sponge iron ore capacity production. It has got 3 plants. 2 plants are located in West Bengal and 1 plant is located in Odisha. They are so strategically located as most of their consumption of raw material is from eastern belts. Because of this, the consumption of the procurement of raw material becomes quite easy as the logistic cost reduces to a great extent. Apart from that, they have got a great connectivity of roads, railways, as well as ports through their factories. Now, we all know that it is coming with an IPO of 909 crores. Where these funds are exactly going to be used? Out of 909 crores, 657 crores would be coming in the form of fresh issue, and 252 crores are coming as an offer for sale. That means their existing promoters and investors are liquidating the stake. Well, let me inform you one thing. By the time I'm recording this video, anchor investors have already taken this shares. In fact, they have taken almost 270 crore of the stake. Now, where these funds are going to be used? Out of 909 crore, 470 crores would be used for the repayment of their existing debt. They are going to use it for payment of their working capital loans, and the rest of the funds would be used for expansion of their installed capacity so that their production goes up, and apart from that, they are going to use it for expanding their existing product portfolio. So they are going to diversify their existing business lines. They are coming up with 3 new products. One is into blast furnace, DI pipes, and aluminium foils. Again, which has got a very bright future because of the kind of government contracts and all which are signed. Now let's understand the financials. If we see right from the time they have started their operations, that is in 2005, they have shown a positive EBITDA, which is a very good sign. Even if we compare the last 3-year financials, they have shown a very good result. Their revenues have increased by almost 20% in the year FY19 in comparison to FY18. Also, their profitability has gone up in FY19. However, the revenue and profitability both have been impacted in the year FY20, and that is mainly because of two reasons. One is, of course, we all know COVID impact, and apart from that, as the prices of sponge iron and pellets had gone down, that directly impacted its revenue and also its profitability. However, if we see in comparison to previous year that is FY20 to current year 9 months of FY21, they have shown amazing results. The revenue has gone up by almost 20%. However, their profitability has gone up by 75%, which is a very good sign. Also, if we see return on capital employed, it is fairly good in comparison to its peers. Also, one very important point to note in the financials is, if we look at the long-term borrowings, generally in all capital intensive industries, the borrowings are quite high. However, they have a very minimal amount of long-term borrowings, and that is the reason why the debt to equity ratio was just 0.27 times. In fact, if you see in any of the years, it is less than 1. However, if we compare it with its peers, the peers have more than 1 times of their debt to equity ratio. This is one of the amazing signs and amazing achievements of the company. Also, if we look at the price to earnings ratio, again, it is fairly good in comparison to its peers. Now, if we look at the current valuation, the price band, the upper price band is at 306 rupees, and if we annualize the EPS for FY21, the current PE comes down to around 12x. That means it leaves a good headroom for the investors, and again, it is good in comparison to its industry standards as well as its peers in the industry. So now let's understand the industry outlook. If we see, steel demand is closely linked with GDP. Also, government in its last budget has proposed an increase in the capital expenditure to boost infrastructure. That is directly going to impact the demand of steel. Apart from that, we all know one thing, that this industry was largely subdued in past couple of years. However, the demand has started picking up. Also, this is clearly seen from the increase in price of Tata shares in last 1 year. It has increased by almost 2.5 times. Apart from that, CRISIL also forecast growth in this industry at 5 to 6% of CAGR till 2025. So all in all, this is the rising sun for this industry. Now let's look at the strengths. If we look at a couple of good points about this particular company, Shyam Metalics is into forward and backward integration both. What is this forward and backward integration? Forward integration means the products which are used as a final product, and backward integration means the products which are used as raw materials to make the final products. Now, couple of examples of backward integration products are like the pellets, sponge and iron, and forward integration products are TMT, ERW pipes and ferroalloys. Apart from that, I would say that it enjoys a great amount of operating leverage. How and why? See, one of the major costs for this kind of industry is power cost. Now the great part is, majority of the power is being produced at their captive plants, which is at their manufacturing facilities itself. 90% of the power which is being used is produced at their captive plants. So this way they are able to save a huge amount of cost as far as power cost is concerned. Apart from that, we already discussed one thing, that they are able to save a great amount of logistic cost, because the way their plants are located. Because of this, it gives them a great amount of operating leverage. They also enjoy a great financial leverage because the way their borrowings are placed. Now let's look at the concern. One of the area for concern is they have a criminal proceedings against their directors, because of which their contingent liabilities are quite high. If any of the cases materializes, then it may have to be provided for in the financials, which would impact their operations as well as their profitability, and this would increase their actual liabilities. Apart from that, they do not have any long-term contract for the supply of raw material with their vendors. But I would say it is not a major concerning area, because this is very common in these types of industries. Also, this is an industry which is highly volatile and cyclic in nature. Apart from this, even the government regulations and the change in government policies also impact these industries. For an example, in recent budget, there was an announcement regarding the reduction in import duties for the products related to this industry. If this happens, in that case, it would lead to an increased competition with the foreign suppliers. So now, coming to the conclusion, okay, we understood everything, but what is to be done? Considering the overall scenario, I would say that the company has a great diversified portfolio range. They enjoy good operating and financial leverage. Apart from that, they have already started seeing a good demand because of the boost in infrastructure project. So it's a good IPO to go for. But also, we need to look at the threats as well, as it's a volatile industry. So we need to keep a good eye at all the announcement with respect to industry as well as the company, which would help us to understand whether we can keep this portfolio for a long time or not. I hope this information was useful for each one of you. However, let me tell you one thing, that all my videos are purely for educational purpose. I am not directing anybody whether to invest in any particular script or not. I'll be sharing my viewpoints based on my analysis. So I would suggest that this information would give you a good outlook. However, make sure you do your own research and analysis as well. If you have liked this video, make sure you do not forget to like and subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you.